Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Elena's Barre Low Impact Full Body Workouts. We are full house today. Piquet decided to join us, and thanks God because he's going away again for until August, right? You won't be here
That's right.
until August. Nice. So it's good to have you back, Piquet. We are going to debunk a lot of bad, misleading content today with Melody because she knows the presentation. And then in the end of this video, stay with us, guys. Piquet is going to share with us if those techniques and the charming flirting tactics worked for you in Spain. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. We are debunking today. Let me share the slides with you guys. Okay, slideshow. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
can see it.
today, nice. Okay, so today we are going to debunk all of the bullshit, not all of it, of course, but some of it related to fitness, related to yoga teachers, the content that yoga teachers are sharing with us on Instagram, on social media. We are going to debunk a few ads, in particular the um, training, the dating coaching advice for women, and then a few authors and yeah, dating coaches, as I've mentioned before. So yoga historically was not what we see today. And most of the yoga teachers are women. However, there are a few men out there, but men usually don't do the emotional kind of advice, the spiritual journey and stuff, unless they are broken, unless there is something reasonably wrong with them. They tend to go for the physical practice. And women, on the other hand, I see a lot of female instructors out there, not just yoga, but other female instructors also related to fitness, posting this emotional advice, the spiritual journey, the spiritual path, the healing practices, all sorts of those things on Instagram in particular. So my observation has been that a lot of those recommendations that they give you on Instagram, it's a shortcut. They want you to aim for the seventh limb of yoga, skipping the rest of them. And there are 8 limbs of yoga. And they want you to go straight into the meditation so that you can reach the samadhi. Which is wrong because it will delude you guys. It's not a healthy path to take. You are going to skip the observations, the yamas and niyamas, asana, which is a physical practice. It's probably one of the most where you get the most benefits for your health and for your well-being in the long run. But they all have to be practiced in sequence. And then after asana, you have pranayama, which is the breath work, which cools your mind and it helps you to release stress and anxiety. And combined with the asana, it serves a great purpose. Then we have concentration, right? We have meditation. Oh, the sense withdrawal after the pranayama is pratyahara, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to list all of them in
Well, that sounds
sequence.
all right so far.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So after pranayama, we have pratyahara, the sense withdrawal. This is where you have your yoga nidra practice, the rotation of consciousness. And sometimes we implement this practice in the end of the class so that you can really play around with your consciousness and relax, moving attention from one part of the body to another part of the body. And even throughout yoga practice, there is a lot of that already. And I mean the physical yoga practice. Then we have concentration, then we have meditation, and then we have samadhi. So don't skip those parts, guys. They are essential, they are important for you. And then, as I've mentioned before, male teachers don't dive into the spirituality much. Some do, but for the most part, this was my observation so far. And then yoga today versus yoga before. There is a big difference. Now it's flooded with women. Historically, we already did the video with Melody where we talked about history of yoga a little bit. And yoga was practiced by men for the most part, and men did mostly the physical work. And now you can go to Instagram, just type in yoga, and you'll see all sorts of women showing off themselves in nice clothes, maybe barely wearing any clothes. And yeah, this is what you see today. And then it's all about spiritual journey, healing practice to heal your emotional traumas and blah blah blah. All wound up about emotions, emotions. Let's deal with the emotions. They are so cool. You can't avoid them because they must be so important for you because you've had those experiences. Yeah. Yoga and meditation have become the escape therapy from reality. What do you think about this one, guys?
I mean, I think that it's true, but it's not, like you said, it's not being done in the proper way. Just kind of that jump straight into meditation. And I mean, even if your goal is to do meditation, like that's what all the prior steps are for, you know, because like meditation, you should be able to like, you know, sit upright, you know, with a straight spine for like, you know, at least an hour or more. And so these things where people are just like sitting there for like 10 minutes and, you know, doing some like chanting thing or, you know, visualization, you know, that's not even, you know, how meditation is like traditionally done. And it's really not long enough, but without, you know, really like years of asana practice to kind of like strengthen your body, strengthen your core muscles, like your spine, you know, your hamstrings, just to be able to like sit cross-legged for a long time. Like you need, you know, pretty well loosened up hips and hamstrings and stuff. So yeah, just skipping all of that. And, you know, the other thing is that there's so much research that's been done, you know, linking like physical activity to like, you know, increased mental well-being and like lower levels of like stress and anxiety and depression. And so it's like, I just don't see like why you would skip that, like when there's so much evidence, you know, supporting the benefits of asana practice. And then, you know, also the fact that without asana practice, you can't really even get into true yogic meditation because you're going to be uncomfortable after about, you know, 20 minutes max. And then there goes your meditation, you know, like the waves of your mind stuff have just been roused by your physical discomfort. So yeah, I totally agree that, yeah, following the 8 limbs and in order is important, in that, yeah, you can get, you know, the emotional benefits of yoga in terms of like decreased stress and anxiety, like just from the asana and pranayama practices, really.
Yep. What do you think, Pikia?
Oh, no, very good. I mean, Melody explained it well. You know, nowadays the practice of yoga is picked up by people, those who like parts of the yoga, you know, like the girls like, if they like, some people like, you know, like chanting, they'll just focus on chanting. If they like sitting about talking about their emotions, that's what they pick up. The whole class is about emotions, as you mentioned. But they forgot that to get to that level, you have to start from the top, the way Patanjali explained yoga, that you have to be, first thing you have to do is to be good at yamas and niyamas.
True.
Why it is important? Without yamas and niyamas, you cannot progress. You cannot do asanas unless your mind is stable. You know, you cannot focus. You might be doing it physically, but mentally you are somewhere else. That doesn't help you because your mind isn't here. You aren't focused. You know, you don't get the full benefit. So, as you said, it has to come from the sequence, start from asanas, yamas, and niyamas. I give you a very good example of ISKCON organization, you know, which is, it's a very big organization all over the world, and they talk about Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and that's what they chant all day, every day, day and night. But even if those people I met, if you meet them, they've been doing it for 30 years, 40 years, you don't see any change in their habits. They still deal with people on a very low level. I give you an example. I went to one of their ashrams, and they were supposed to start at 5. I got there maybe 10, 15 minutes before 5 o'clock. And they say, oh, we are full. We are expecting a lot of more people. We can't let you in. It's a ashram. It's a temple. If you go to India to any temple, they'll never say no. They'll say, oh, go find a room yourself. Doors are always open. But these people have learned their ways to control their traffic, and that's not any yamas. It's not at all, because you appreciate people coming in, no matter how many numbers they are in, they'll find their way. But their philosophy is different, because they want to bring quality people, or people they can influence, people they can make money out of them. Those are the people they want to bring it in. So what they are doing, they are violating the yamas. The very first thing in yoga, we talk about yamas, and that's why they never progress all throughout their life, even though they've been chanting and doing all these things for 30, 40 years. You meet them, they're still at the basic level of growing, So that was just an example I experienced myself. I wanted you to know, because if you see any of the ISKCON people, if they behave the way any other person does, now you know why,
Yeah,
And
they're violating the yamas and
very
the
first thing
first
in
two limbs
yoga.
of yoga. Okay, thank you, Pikia, for sharing your experience. I just want to move on. Okay, feel free to jump in. This is the actual example of misleading content, and I've covered people's faces so that I did the best I could. Guys, I have the references after the presentation. If you are interested, just send me an email. Okay, I will share that last final slide with you with the references, because what happened last time when we debunked the fitness related content, some of the fitness instructors, they reached out to me and they started threatening me to take the video down and etc. So I'm trying to keep it, these are public posts, you can find them, but even then, people don't take it well. They take it as a personal attack. And yeah, I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want to take this video down, because I think people can benefit from this video. So this lady, she is teaching different yoga styles, the mediumship retreats. She has a certification, which I'm not even sure. She deals with traumas and anxiety. I don't think that just having a certification allows you, or at least should allow you, to dive into people's traumas and almost do like a psychotherapy with people, which I studied psychology. I know how long it takes to actually help people. So I don't think it's enough, but it's my personal opinion. So think outside the box. The box does not exist either. Let me just put her on. I'm going to use the recording voice that I did with her. Here you go. I hope you can hear it.
You've probably heard the quote, think outside the box. Well, I don't really believe that the box exists either. When people tell me, like, what's going on, what's up, what's happening in the world, what this is or that is, I tend to only believe it if it resonates with the truth of my own heart and soul, because I understand quantum physics, and something will change depending on whether or not it's being observed. And science is awesome, but it's not complete, and it's missing so much of the truth of our souls and of spirit. So I like to do my own decision making when people are talking about things and what you should or shouldn't be doing. And I just don't believe in things like sin. I believe in choices, and I believe we all have an intrinsic guidance system. We know what helps others, what uplifts others. We know what love is. We know what compassion and kindness is, and we know what harms and hurts others. And we're always making choices based on what is helpful, what is true, what is kind, and what is not. And you don't need to put a lot of labels on things. And I invite you to do the same, to check in with your beliefs, the beliefs that you have. Do they come from childhood? Where did they come from? Here's your card.
So she always does your card, and I'm not even sure, it's kind of a new trend. I see a lot of yoga instructors like brushing through cards, and then they pull one card. They totally believe in astrology and all of that craziness. Yeah, it was cut out. I'm not sure what happened there, but you got the message, right? Could you hear it?
Yeah, she's so like rambly though that it's like I get the message, but it's also like hard to kind of like follow it, and like it just seems like she's just kind of throwing together like catchphrases from like various Instagram posts and stuff, and like and also like I highly doubt that she understands like quantum mechanics. Like even people who devote their lives to studying it are like, what's going on here, so if she like genuinely does like understand what's going on at the quantum level, like she needs to be like writing books about that, not telling people that their preformed beliefs are what actually shape reality.
Yeah, and then she also says don't put labels on things. I disagree with that statement, because if you don't call the things the way they are, if you don't call out the bad behavior of people are going to commit sins. And this is what we see. She says, oh, you already intrinsically know how you should behave, and you should only do well, and people do well. I don't see it in reality. People commit all sorts of mistakes. There is a lot of crime. There is a lot of crazy going on in the world right now. And I don't see how her words match the reality.
Yeah,
and then she says science is incomplete because it's missing so much of the truth of our souls and spirits. So what is that truth that is missing there? The truth of our souls and spirit. Whatever you come up with, whatever you decide is that truth, but then it brings us to the point, okay, this is my truth, this is your truth, this is somebody else's truth. Where is the objective truth?
Yeah, that's what the whole spirituality is, to get to the objective truth, because what we look at is our perception. Whatever knowledge we have, whatever we learned in our life, that's how we perceive things. But the reality is different, right? You have seen it in many cases, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea of looking at things to become spiritual is to take that impression of what we have learned, how we perceive things out, to look at it the way it is. That is the reality, that is the actual fact. But none of us do it because it's training your mind. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to take all the layers of the lessons we have learned all our life from childhood until now, to take all those layers off and look at the things the way it is a lot of work, Yeah. And it's a long path, and that is what we call it spirituality. That's what we come down to. There's nothing else. We are not praising any god, any particular religion, or adopting any rituals or anything. That's not spirituality. Spirituality is just to clear your mind to see the way things are. That's what she's trying to explain. Come out of the box. think out of the box. That's what it means, that don't think the way you are perceiving things, because that's not
Well,
right.
but then it's very contradicting what she's saying. They might throw occasionally what I see. They throw a couple of words that make sense, and then you, as a rational person, will like, okay, I can agree with that. But then the rest of the message, it's like, where does it all come from? So I'm just showing you guys the contradiction here. What yoga instructors are doing, I don't think they are mentally stable, honestly, because they have not seen the reality for what it is. They refuse to see it. In fact, a lot of fitness instructors, they don't want to see the bullshit that they are sharing with people, because they believe that it's not bullshit. They believe what I tell them is bullshit, and this is when it's so dangerous to think, oh, this is my truth, this is your truth, this is somebody else's truth. Because where is the common ground? Where is the basis? Where is the reality itself? Where is the truth? There is the objective truth, the facts that people don't want to see. But then it's not my problem, because I'm trying to reveal the facts to people. It's up to them whether they want to take it. So viewers, it's up to you if you want to take it or not. You may not like it. I understand you. I can sympathize with you in that case, but it doesn't change the reality. Your reflection of it, your mind, your opinion of it, it's irrelevant. Okay, and then the other one is self-love, self-care. Let's listen to this one. I also have it. Here you go. This is a long one.
Let's see what the cards have in store for you today. It's a new moon coming up. So if you're at all feeling tired or drained, just make sure that you are taking time for rest. This card is Leader of the Light. Where are you being called to serve and support others? But remember, in order to serve and support others, self-care is king. Taking care of yourself first and nurturing your mind, your body, your spirit, taking time for rest. The relationship you have with yourself, the quality of that relationship is what will design and define all relationships with others, from romantic to work to family to if you are a parent. All relationships are a mirror of sorts of what you hold internally. So yes, how can you serve and support others? Through serving and supporting yourself first. Where are you being called to lead? Where can you uplift someone with a smile, with a kind word, with a compliment? Where can you not even let negative words leave your lips at all? Where you're just speaking positivity, joy, and bliss into existence. Have a great day.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
as Malik. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it just this how she immediately she does her cards and then she immediately turns it back to a self-centered thing. Like even the cards are saying get out of your own self, and she's turning it back in. And that's another thing that there's so much data showing that when you do altruistic things, you get like a dopamine rush, whether it's donating money to a cause you support, or going out and walking and brushing dogs at the shelter, or helping build houses with Habitat for Humanity, or any sort of humanitarian aid. It makes you feel better, and deep down inside, it's not a temporary fleeting feeling. It actually builds your self-confidence, because you're you are being a decent person, and you are actually contributing to society and a value. And so this idea that oh, but you can't do that until you spend all this time just focusing on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, no, you don't have to. You just have to get out there and help others and contribute to society. and then you're going to start feeling better about yourself, you know? Like, you don't need to take a lavender bubble bath and, like, you know, repeat all these positive affirmations before you can go out and, like, make a positive difference in the world. Like, you just don't. Like, the science is not there, like, showing that that's the case. It's they're showing that, like, if you just get out there and act altruistically, you're going to feel better. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you think, Piquet?
Oh, it's very true. You know, Melody just hit it right on the nail. And she said earlier that they read the Instagram things and they just talk about it in the class without clarifying it to themselves even. You know, they don't know, but they like those words, those paraphrases or those things, and they say it, you know. And and uh, and it's just you know, but the main thing is, you know, as she said, when you help others, when you contribute into their life, you yourself will feel better, because whatever you did to others, you realize, oh yeah, I need that love too, you know. So it comes back to you automatically, you know. What you start first doesn't matter, whether you love yourself first or you love somebody else to help them. It will automatically come back to you, you know. So it's just, the idea is to start it, you know.
Yeah, and then also she says here, uplift, kind words, only compliment, no negative, constructive criticism at all. You know, so speaking only positivity, joy, bliss, and etc. This leads to delusion, guys. I'm telling you, it leads to the crazy, because you brainwash yourself. You try to are you familiar with NLP, neuro linguistic programming? How you are telling to yourself multiple times the same thing over and over again, and then you start believing it. It becomes true to you. This is why we have, oh, this is my truth. Well, yes, you brainwashed yourself into believing that stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean it is the objective truth, but yeah, I can agree with that statement. It is your truth. It implies lying. Also, lying to people doesn't help. Lying is something that causes a lot of problems, and this is what women have been doing to each other on social media. The fitness instructors, how they praise everybody, with regardless of how much work, how much effort people put into the workout. For example, I don't praise people who don't join me for the workouts. Okay, the logic is simple, but there are a lot of people, oh, you are so deeply deserving, you are so great, you are already giving out these free compliments to them. Why? They didn't do anything of worth. They didn't do the work. They didn't exercise. Why do you praise them?
That's why, you know, Patanjali said in one word, equanimity. You know, it means you have to be balanced in all. If somebody needs some push, you push them. Somebody needs some love, you love them. Equanimity is stay in the middle, you know. Don't be mad, don't be too lovable, but somewhere in the middle. Okay, you did this, but you need still need some improvement. Better
Exactly.
do this too, you know. Just you know, it don't have to shout at them or be stop, you know, hammering them. No, just with love, you just push them a little more in either direction, you know. If
Just keep
somebody is
moving.
yeah, if somebody is shouting, you tell them, cool down, let's talk about it. You know, it's either way, you know. So that's stay in the middle, you know, is the best, you know. And
Okay, let's move on. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for doing this with me. And then true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. Such a loaded statement in here. Well, and then she was saying, I remember that reel she had. I couldn't find it, guys. If you can find it, please send it to me, DM it to me on Instagram. I usually don't accept DM messages on Instagram, but if you find an interesting, contradicting content, feel free to share it with me, okay? So what she was saying, that manifest your dreams into life, believe your dreams, believe it, and therefore you will see it. I already debunked that one in one of my short videos. it's basically cognitive dissonance when you are telling yourself one thing, but in reality, it doesn't match what you are telling yourself. So you create this cognitive dissonance in your brain, and then you can't make good rational choices based on that programming that you give to yourself. So you create a lot of mess for yourself, and then maybe if you don't experience it right now, the consequences of that mess, you're going to pay for this mess later on, because all of our choices have consequences. And then she was reframing the word discipline. You can check her out. I will give you the references if you ask me, so you can scroll through your Instagram account and then follow your excitement. What do you need to hear today? Okay, let me see if I have this one recorded. Okay, I may not have this one. Oh, okay. Let's see this one. Your natural state is bliss. The other one of your reels that she has.
If you aren't experiencing large amounts of bliss and joy, this video is for you, because this is our natural way of being. It doesn't mean we're going to be this way all of the time, but it does mean this is the way we are naturally meant to live a large majority of the time. So if you're having chronic challenges in your life, like anxiety, panic attacks, depression, just feel this kind of, heaviness or a lot of stress or health issues or any sort of emotional disturbances that seem to stick around, or just beliefs that you have about yourself that are unhealthy, self-worth, confidence challenges, fears, phobias, all of these things are simply trauma that has not yet been integrated. Now, integrating trauma does take practice, consistency, discipline, and some courage, because you've got to work through what it is that's challenging you. But it really is simple. We do this through several techniques, but I'm running out of time, so I'm going to tell you about that in another. Choices and their consequences. Make good choices that have positive consequences.
This one is just nuts. She's all over the place there. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, she's just all over the place. Like, it's hard to even like follow kind of her line.
Well, I agree that choices have consequences, but then the rest of the message that she said, the traumas, they take time to heal and etc.
Well, and like and this whole idea, and she's, I guess, speaking her truth, and maybe, she hasn't experienced, extreme trauma, but, yeah, I mean, especially when it's like, experienced early on, and it's like, a repeating thing. I don't think it's in like the newest DSM yet in America, but there's other countries where, like CPTSD, I think it's like complex post-traumatic stress disorder. But, it's like trauma that's like so pervasive early on in life that like the brain develops differently. And like there's ways that you can like cope, and like adjust and still live like, a full meaningful life. But like, no, you're not going to just integrate that trauma and be like a normal, person who hasn't experienced that. Again, she's just kind of speaking to her truth and not like objective truth, and like what, like actual like professional, psychologists and psychiatrists have observed and documented. Yeah, so
well, and then she says that the natural state of being is bliss, happiness, and just being excited all the time. And if you are not experiencing this, she heavily implies it. Have you caught that? If you don't experience the excitement, the feeling of happiness all the time, something is wrong with you.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's some sort of weird like gaslighting, you know? It's like, because she's like putting out these expectations. It's like, no, like you're not supposed to feel that way all the time. If you did, like humanity would not advance, you know? Because you'd be like cold and hungry. It's like, oh, I'm happy, I'm having a great day because I'm a human. No, you're going to go out and you're going to figure out ways to make clothing and shelter and prepare food, discover, you know, what plants are poisonous, what ones aren't. And that's not, you know, that has nothing to do with your belief system. Some plants will kill you or make you very sick if you eat them. And, you know, that's another thing about, you know, science. This is kind of going back to her box thing, but, you know, science is all about putting things into boxes. And, you know, that's kind of humanity's like history of, you know, just trying to figure things out to survive. You know, depends on kind of organizing and categorizing everything around us. You know, it doesn't come from your presupposed belief systems. You know, it comes from like observation and, you know, experimentation and, you know, repeatable outcomes that are, you know, predictable. That's what it is. So
yep. And then there is another one, that Melody you just reminded to me. Did I record that one? Okay. Everything is created through thought. Let's check this one.
Yeah, she said so much in a short little time. Yeah.
Hold on, Pikia. What? Sorry.
No, she said so much in a very little time, you know, and was yeah, as you said, she's all over the place, you know. I mean, it's just...
Okay, let's listen to this one. Thank you, Pikia. This one.
Nothing is ever created without someone thinking it. I'm going to say that again. Nothing is ever created without someone thinking it first. Most people have very little to no control over their thought processes. Most people are on autopilot, and that monkey mind, which I've told you before, out of 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, over 80% of those thoughts are negative, stress, anxiety based. A lot of what we've been taught, what we've learned, has been passed down from generations that endured a lot of scarcity and a lot of different people trying to impose control. And we are still dealing with that very heavily today. So it is so important to analyze what's happening around you, who is saying what, and where did these thoughts and these beliefs and so-called facts come from. It's so important to be a free thinker. I got this one yesterday. It doesn't have to be perfect. It must be for someone. I'm going to pick one more. So pay attention to your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, your feelings, how you perceive things, because a lot of times they aren't yours. Okay? So
what do you think, huh?
I just love the whole like she pulls a card that she doesn't like, and so she's like, oh, that must be for someone else. Like, of course it is. Of course it is.
Of course, yeah. The sound that you hear, she's shuffling her cards, yeah. And like the thought creates everything. Yes and no. I mean, you still have to do the work. You know, if you were just dreaming, this is the difference between manifestation, guys, and we've covered it so many times that it's bullshit. You can't manifest. I mean, the only way you can maybe manifest a thing into a life by putting enormous amount of work. And if you just think, this emphasis on thought creates everything. No, it does not. Your hard work, your consistency, your commitment does.
Yeah. Yeah, because manifestation is the beginning of whatever you want to do. Because you have to think what you want to do. You cannot do things, randomly. You have to think of something, and that's a manifestation. So you think of something, then you work on it. You spend your time, your energy, your money into doing what you want to achieve. Can you achieve right now? Maybe not. It depends upon what you are manifesting. Some things take a day, some things take a month, years, or a lifetime, to for it to come true. And sometimes it doesn't come true. If you want to be if you're a super basketball player and you're only 5.5 feet, it's not possible. You can get to certain level, but you cannot be the superstar. You need certain height, certain physique to do that.
No, but if
So
you manifest and if you believe in it, the way that they use this word manifest, I think this is what creates a lot of confusion also. I don't like the word manifest, period. I don't use it, but I see a lot of yoga instructors, a lot of fitness instructors are using this word, which just relies mostly on the thinking. Yeah, they explain everything else, but the word manifest, it just kind of kills all of the incentive for people to work, because why to bother, I can just manifest and then it will show up. And this is what refers to your other reel. I don't have it recorded because I couldn't find it. I think she must have removed it after I debunked it. Maybe somebody told her. We have some common followers who follow me and they follow her. Maybe they told her. I don't know. I couldn't find it, guys. If you find it, send it to me. Manifest your dreams into life. Believe it and therefore you will see it. It's not how it's not how it
doesn't.
works.
They like this word so much. Manifestation is nothing but your plans, how you want to do something, you want to achieve, you want to desire. If you have a desire, I want to pass my final exam with A grade. So you have the desire, so you start studying, you plan it, that how you're going to study so that you get A. That they call it manifestation, as if it's like a big word. Maybe they like the word. I don't know. Maybe it sounds good.
Kind of like a popular like catchphrase of like the early 2020s. And so like it's being used.
That's what I think it is. Yeah, but it's a desire what you want, in your life, in a immediate future or in a long term. If I want to find a girl who has to be this kind, so I work on it, that I want this kind of a person who is little shorter than me, not bigger, because
let's talk about the girls that you want after we debunk this. Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to show you another one. Let's listen to this one. Don't overthink, go after your dreams. This is a fun one.
Don't overthink. More is lost by thinking and not taking action than taking action, making mistakes, because those mistakes are redirecting you into other avenues. You're still moving forward. I've seen so many people get stuck because they are so afraid to do anything, because they are so afraid that it may be the wrong choice or the wrong thing or something they don't actually want to do. But when you take action and take steps towards what you think you want, you start the magic of momentum. And through momentum, things change, things move, avenues appear, paths open up, and doors open where maybe there were only walls before. So what is an action step you can take? The divine matrix, the galactic mushroom, deep quiet, meditation and stillness. Take time in meditation and stillness. Decide your next step and take action. Stop overthinking. Go after your dreams.
No, you should think out what you're planning on doing. I mean, that's just kind of common sense. And this whole because not everyone has a good moral compass. There's people who abuse children. And so like I mean, just this whole idea about just go after whatever you want. Like, don't stop and think about it or the consequences. And like, if it is a mess up, it'll just like redirect you. It's like, yeah, sometimes to prison for the rest of your life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just horrible advice. Like,
very horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you need to think about your actions and, you know, like within the box of like, you know, what's legal, what's culturally appropriate, you know, like what's beneficial to not just yourself, but, you know, individuals in the community at large around you. Like there's a lot that should go into, you know, your manifestations or whatever in terms of like, you know, the planning and thinking about it and strategizing and, you know, considering its impact.
True. I completely agree with you, Melody. I just wanted to throw this one in there because she says, follow your excitement. And this is what most female yoga instructors are teaching you nowadays, guys. Just follow your excitement and you'll be fine. Don't think about the consequences. Don't think about anything. Don't overthink. Yeah, why do you have your brain with some brain cells there, hopefully, so that you don't have to use it? You only use your lizard brain out there. Come on. Piquet, do you agree with us?
Yeah, I mean, excitement is one of the ways your body or your mind tells you what you like, but it may not be morally right. You know, it may not be, you know, socially right. So you have to, that's why it comes down to, you have to know your yamas and niyamas. It is right. Is it the right thing for me, for the society, for the people around me? Is it doing good to the people around me? Is it doing good to me? So based on all these things, if you think all the answers to those questions are right, go ahead, do it, you know, because excitement is one of the ways your body is telling you, go ahead, because that's what you are. That's
but this is why you have your brain. This is why you have your brain to overpower that tinglies and excitement all the time. There's these emotions, you know. I'm not saying emotions are bad and you should completely disregard them. No, but you have the brain capacity to think,
to analyze.
Okay, which emotions are leading me to bad outcomes? Maybe it's not the best choice for me. Maybe I should think of the consequences for myself and for my children. So let's move on, guys. Another one, the Book of Thoughts. We are not going to go like through all of them. Just kind of read through them. The only thing making you unhappy are your own thoughts. Change your thoughts, and then you will be happy. This is what she implies here, right? You can't just changing your thoughts is not enough. You have to change your actions as well. You have to change your behavior as well. You have to do something about it, not just playing around with the mind. And this is where I see a lot of yoga instructors are diving into the thoughts. Just think positively and therefore positive things will happen to you. It's bullshit, guys. It's bullshit. Okay, and then the secret to living well and longer is eat half, walk double, laugh triple, and laugh without measure. There is the measure to love. There is no concept of unconditional love, at least when we are talking about women. Women always love conditionally. Men tend to love more idealistically. And then, I kind of agree with the first half of it. Eat half or walk double. Love is important, but again, it's questionable. And I definitely disagree with the last one. And then talking about our problems is our greatest addiction. Break the habit to talk about your joys. And this is what we see on Instagram. Everybody is talking about their joys. Go ahead.
I was saying that one. I mean, there is like a lot of like evidence out there that a lot, you know, the increased rates of like depression and stuff like within the last decade is because everyone's like, you know, posting their lives on social media, but they're not, you know, they're not posting about like any of the negative things. It's just like they're trying to paint this like, you know, totally just like happy, joyful, you know, it's almost like a weird, like a little like art piece or something about their idealized life rather than their real life. And then people look at that and they're like, well, my life isn't like that, you know, like my dog had diarrhea this morning, you know.
Yeah, but you're not going to post
whatever.
that. See, people don't post the negative things. Some do, but we call them how do we call them, spoonies or something
Yeah,
else. But
we
people
feel
just
sorry for them. Yeah.
whine and complain. There should be a balance, okay? And
Yeah.
I'm not saying to reveal all of your bad situations, because nobody really wants to listen to the bad problems that you are experiencing. Everybody has problems. Everybody's trying to solve them. But find balance between the two. Don't just post positivity.
No.
Yeah, it's not going to be helpful. It's only going to mislead people even more. And we are already so far down into the delusion trap that it's going to be painful and long lasting to revert us back to normal, stable state.
Yeah.
And then don't be satisfied with the stories, how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. I'll skip that one. I don't really. We talked about it with Melody. I actually liked your breakdown of that one. Are you willing to share it?
I don't remember what I said exactly.
Well, the unfold your myth, I think you yeah, that one is just nuts, I think. Well, anyway, let's move on. So you don't always need a logical reason for doing everything in your life. Do it because you want to, because it's fun, because it makes you happy. Yes.
Follow the feels.
Yeah. It's just, you know, it feels good to jump off the mountain, but you won't do it, you know. Right? Yeah, it just, you know, that's why brain is there. We analyze things, you know. We are not animals. Animals are pre-programmed, you know. They do whatever they do, you know. But humans,
well, even
we have
animals use
brains.
some logic, you know. There's, you know,
Yeah,
certain
some
things
logic,
that
yeah.
they're not, you know, like a dog's not going to jump off a mountain either.
No, they are pre-programmed, you know.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay, that's a long ways down.
Nature is protecting them because that's how they are. They watch these things, you know. But humans, we have a choice. We can jump or we just stay safe. It's up to us, you know. Yeah. It just, you know, that it's that's why we need to know the logic, the right things to do in our life. Without that, life is aimless, you know.
Yep. Okay, let's move on. This one. Set your heart on doing well or doing good. Do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy and delusion, I assume, too. Because if the thing that you are doing doesn't lead you to good outcomes, guys, this is a sign of insanity. If you expect the good outcome, but you keep doing the crazy thing again and again and again, you are insane. Okay, you need to go to the psychiatrist.
Well, that kind of goes back to like the objective and subjective reality, you know, because like if it's something that like you believe it's doing good, but it's actually not, like then you're not gonna be full of joy. You're gonna probably make a whole bunch of other people miserable. So yeah, if it is like an objective, like, you know, you've examined it from all the angles, and you know, there's some things even, you know, nonprofit work and like humanitarian aid where like in the long run it's causing more harm than good. You know, maybe there's like an immediate, like, you know, you see other people happy, but then, you know, 10 years down the road, you know, they're in a worse position than if, you know, this nonprofit had never been involved. So yeah, I mean, it does require like critical thinking and, you know, examining like, both the short-term and long-term effects to kind of the rest of the world population at large. So, I mean, I do think that like doing good and doing it repeatedly is a good thing, you know, and like it will, you know, make you feel like you're doing what you should do as a human, you know, which gets rid of some of your existential angst. But it needs to be approached from like a very objective, you know, analytical approach, not just going after like the feels and like.
Oh, yeah, the rest of the messages kind of tell you where she stands. And this is what I do, guys. I don't just take one piece of content that they are sharing, one message. I try to build the picture, and I watch and follow the person for other reels. I check what they're actually saying, and this way I can kind of come to the conclusion that, okay, they might not be sending out the right message. Okay, then if you believe it will work out, you will see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. It makes sense to me. I mean, yeah, in a way. But again, you have to be objective.
Yeah, well, like we were discussing last time, like, you know, in terms of some of those like opportunities and stuff, there's a lot of people who want to take advantage of your positive thinking, you know, and like you see with like, you know, modeling and acting agencies where they're like, oh, you know, if you're just like, oh, it's an opportunity, these agents are coming to town, and for only $100 I can be like seen by the top agents, and like, you know, they're going to connect me with work. And it's like, no, a lot of times they just, you know, come into town, they charge some ridiculous like audition fee or something, and then they just kind of, you know, take your money. Maybe they'll like sign you up for like classes or something, but you know, you never get any work out of that. So it's like you're seeing opportunities, but you're deluding yourself, you know?
Yep.
And same with like kids in sports camps, you know, there's an unlimited number of like little, you know, soccer camps and volleyball camps for high school kids where they're like, yeah, we're going to get your kid trained up for the Olympics. Like, your kid's amazing. They're awesome. And, you know, parents will spend thousands and thousands of dollars, like sending their kids to these sport camps. And then, you know, maybe not, they even make it onto a college team, you know? So yeah, I mean, as far as, yeah, at the same time though, if you're just like, oh, there's like, if you just refuse to see opportunities, then you're never going to take them. And like, yeah, it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But I think like, yeah, you still got to use like some critical thinking and not be too overly optimistic when, you know, there is an opportunity in front of you, you know, because there's a lot of scams out there. You know, there's a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs, and a lot of people are like, oh, for only like $3,000, you can like get a stake in this new business I'm starting, and then they take the money and leave, you know? So, and like, yeah, it sounded like a great opportunity, but it was just a scam.
And then this is kind of linked to the next one. Everything around you is made up of energy. To attract positive things in your life, start by giving off positive energy. So what happens is people can take advantage of you if you just do that. If you give up, if you only give up positive energy, like whenever they're talking about energy, I get really like confused, because it can be misused, it can be misinterpreted in so many ways. And whenever they throw this phrase at you and don't explain what it actually means, what they want to say, what they want to you to take from that phrase, you know, it can be really, really confusing. And then you can't.
In yoga, the positive things, the only time they talk about is when you want to connect with somebody else, you know, when you want to your student or to your teacher or to your family members. So you look at the positive aspects of them and you connect to that part. That's the only time they talk about positivity in yoga. You don't look at their bad parts, because if you look at the faulty parts of their life, you'll keep yourself at a distance, you know. So if you really want to connect with them, that's how you connect. That's the only time. But nowadays, you see positivity.
Pikia, then in that case, how would you connect with a narcissistic person and imagine he's your family member? So you want to stay positive with them, or what do you do?
No, you don't want. You don't want to connect with a narcissist. That's why I said, if you want to connect to a person, really, after, you know, analyzing everything, that's how you do it. You know, you connect to the positive part of that person, you know, whether it's your your child or your parents or your brothers, sisters, sometimes they are nice people, but you can't connect, or something happened, or you are not talking for months, or could be any reason, so you realize that it's time to reconnect with that person because you made a mistake or they made a mistake, but there is nothing wrong with the person. That's how you do it. That's called focusing on the
Yeah, but
positive
if a
thing.
person admits, if a person admits that he screwed up, then you can understand that. You can say, okay, at least you had the guts to admit that you were wrong, and then
That's
the
what it is.
person makes better decisions after the screw up. Everybody messes up. Everybody commits mistakes. It's our attitude. How do we approach these mistakes? Do we bury ourselves in them and then assume that the rest of the world is just horrible and blame other people? Are we assuming this victimhood mentality, or are we trying to actually solve the problem and say, okay, I made a mistake, I'm going to fix it now. How am I going to fix it? And then this is where you have to turn your critical mindset skills, if you haven't done it before, and look at facts around you. Okay, let's look at this one. You can't always wait for the perfect time. Sometimes you have to dare to do it because life is too short to wonder what could have been. This reminds me of YOLO. You only live once. Therefore, follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow your emotions, and just do it. Just do what you wanted to do. And that kind of mentality can lead to a lot of trouble later on, especially if you don't assume any accountability or responsibility for your choices. If you just chase and follow your dreams, follow your heart without taking into account your situation, your family. Sometimes this reminds me of this childhood dreams with people when, I wanted to be a pilot, or I wanted to be a supermodel, or I always wanted to have this or that in childhood. And then people get older in their 50s, 60s, and they still want that childish dream. Maybe it's time to change and adjust your dream. This is all I'm saying, because not all of the dreams are to be true. Not all of the dreams, they have time limits. If you didn't do it back then when you were little, you are probably not going to do it when you grow up. Look, I always wanted to be a stage pianist. I know I'm not going to be that, so I had to, the moment I chose a different path, the moment I went to school to study other things, I realized, okay, my piano career is done. I'm no longer going to be a pianist, a professional pianist. Okay, because the time has passed. I can't still want that thing to happen to me. I have to adjust it. But this is the sign of maturity, when people can adjust their dreams kind of on the go as they mature, as they grow, versus the people who are still loaning to their childish dreams and they still pursue those childish dreams. Like, the time is off. Maybe you need to reset. Maybe you need to want other things now.
It's very, very true. Like, I had so many dreams when I was little, and even though I am able to fulfill it now, but I'm not at that level what I wanted. But I am happy to at least I did it. Suppose if somebody wants to be a pilot when they're in 20s and now they're in their 60s, of course they cannot fly a plane, but they can do other things which will make them happy, like paragliding or something which are easier. You are not a pilot, but you have this, you get somewhere, you did something, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
if you have
I still play the piano as a hobby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty happy with it. I have to work. I have to work like double if I want to be good at it. But as you said, time.
It's making you happy. That's what life is all about. That's what they say. When you take an action, don't don't focus on the results that you'll be a topmost person in the world. You may not get there, but at least you'll be happy you did it, And that's
you
what it's
find
all about,
happiness.
making.
This is another misconception, Pick here.
Yeah.
I see people say, "Oh, the happiness is the ultimate goal of life. How to be happy?" For the most part, humans, it's not our natural state to be happy. Okay, we always achieve more when we are dissatisfied, when we are unhappy, because this is
Yeah.
something that pushes us forward and makes us better at what we do. If we put in work and look, I'm unhappy with my playing the piano today, with my practice today. What I'll do, I'll practice more, and then the next day I'll get better at it. But if you are always like happy as your natural state of being, and then the moment something bad happens to you and you become severely depressed, this is the sign of insanity, I would say. The idea that people always need to pursue happiness, it's not true.
Yeah, it is. You work towards it. Sometimes you don't get it, so you be happy with what you have. Unless you can improve it, just
Yeah,
just pick up
the
something
happiness
else.
comes with the process, enjoying the process, enjoying the work that you are doing, even
Yeah,
if even if it's a small progress, even if it's a small step, you still enjoy and you love the work. And from that work, you get the fulfillment. You get happy during that process, while you're doing it, while you're getting better. This is what should be said to people, not that like, oh, just be happy, chase the phenomenon and do whatever it takes to be happy. And then this life is mine alone, so I have stopped asking people for the direction to the place they have never been. Again, Melody, do you want to debunk this one?
Well, I mean, it stinks of arrogance, for one thing. And yeah, I mean, everyone does have a different, I mean, nobody's life experience is exactly the same, but that doesn't mean that like others don't have like valuable experiences that you can draw from and like learn from, and like, yeah, I think it, getting input from others, especially if you like know a general direction, asking people who, yeah, they're not going to have your exact same life, but people who've, been down the path that you're thinking about going, like getting their input can be like invaluable. And like, even with my, schooling and stuff, I thought I wanted to, do another year and become like a medical laboratory scientist. And, so went with one of my friends. She took me on like kind of an all-day tour of the lab that she works at and, visit all the different departments. And I was just like, no, like I definitely do not want to do that. It's like way too much staring at a computer. Like the microbiology lab just smells awful. You get all these weird specimens coming in. And it's just like, no, I can't, I really, because she was like, well, I mean, before you like put in an entire, like, another year of school and like all the internship work, like, why don't you come to my lab and, we'll just check out everything. And then, I went into like the histology department. I'm like, yes, like this is my zone. This is where I want to be. I didn't even know that that was a career choice, like, I mean, I guess I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what it was called or, how to pursue it. And so, I mean, just stuff like that, like, yeah, I think it's invaluable. Like, people's experiences matter, it's not just your experience. And like, yeah, just because your lives aren't exactly the same, that doesn't mean that like their input and their advice is worthless to you. It can save you a lot of like time and money and like energy. So yeah.
Yeah, well done, my dear friends. I have nothing to add. I think you nailed it. And okay, this is the author. Let's do it. We'll have to kind of pick up the pace here. Okay, where is she? Okay, here you go.
Gentle reminder, stay close to people who treat you right. It is not by accident that you're being treated well. You don't have to run from kindness and love. I know you're used to leaving before things get bad, but things won't always get bad. Stop waiting for the ball to drop. Stop waiting for the goodness and the joy to come crashing down. You are worthy of good things. Stop trying to trick yourself out of it. It is for you. You are allowed to rest in the truth that you are deeply deserving. Let yourself enjoy this season. Okay?
Did you get it?
No, I didn't hear that well. Yeah. But
yeah, she's a little harder to. I like that she's like manifesting like a little like invisible scone or something in her right hand.
Yeah.
It's not quite working, but I actually don't know what she's doing there. But
well, she was using her hands for gesticulation, you know, for emphasizing. So,
okay, I thought she was manifesting a
I
little.
saw the whole video, and guys, as I've mentioned before, if you are joining, sorry, we are not really checking the comments. Feel free to leave them, and I promise that we will read them afterwards, because I can't see both while I'm running this presentation. If you need the references, I have them. Just email me to elenasbarre@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram. Okay, I'll share those references with you, so that you can dig in deeper and like actually see the reels and everything. So a few points here. Stay close to people who treat you right. Define right. I hear it all the time, especially when we are talking about relationship with men and women. Men are supposed to treat women right, and women are supposed to do whatever the hell they want to do, you know? Well, right, it already implies the entitlement that she believes she is owed that right kind of attitude towards her without putting any effort. And then she says that you are deeply deserving. Here, you are allowed to rest in the truth that you are deeply deserving. This also implies very feminist language that she's using here. Deserving. So you don't have to put any work. You can't offer any exchange of values with a relationship, and it doesn't have to be just relationship with a man. It can be relationship with a woman, another woman, for example. What I see a lot, even with yoga teachers, you know, they assume that like whenever they ask me for help, and I'm willing to help people, but it's like, what do I get in exchange? Because there should be an exchange of values. If you just want me to keep helping you, it's a one-sided relationship. It only benefits you. It doesn't benefit me in any way. I mean, yeah, just to fulfill that, like I've helped you, okay, you know. But at the same time, what kind of value do you bring to the table in exchange? And it doesn't, as I said before, it doesn't only apply to the intersexual relationships. It applies to same gender relationships as well. I see a lot of yoga instructors reaching out to me, and they're like, oh, can you do this? Can you do this for me? Can you help me? I'm like, okay, I can help you, but can you do this for me in exchange? And then they disappear. This is the kind of attitude I'm talking about. The entitled personalities. You are worthy of good things here, she says. You see, it's not by accident that you're treated well. You must be such a blessed, such a great person by your nature, because you were born that way. She doesn't emphasize here that being born is not enough. You have to do the work. You have to produce some value to the society in order to get that respect that you want, in order to be treated the right way, and in order to be loved and appreciated by others. And yeah, what do you think, guys?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead, Madeline.
Oh, just, yeah, it's, I don't know, again, just all this kind of like feel good, string together a bunch of Instagram words and stuff, like hashtags. And yeah, you are worthy of good things. No, you're right. Like, you have to do things that contribute to society and that like don't harm others, like just by existing, I mean, to some extent, I guess, like, like a newborn baby, like they deserve to be like taken care of and fed, because they're helpless and like, they're a living thing, and that's that. But there comes to a point like when you are able to contribute to society and you're able to like make choices whether you're like harming or helping. I mean, yeah, you don't just automatically, deserve to be treated well. Like, if you go around and kill a bunch of people, you're gonna hopefully be locked up in prison, Yeah. And like, don't expect people to be like, giving you daily pedicures and like the best choice food and all that, like, sorry, you don't deserve that. Based on your actions. And again, like, what actions you are capable of, and like whether or not you have a choice. Like, a baby, 1 month old can't choose to like go and like serve food at like the homeless shelter. Like, they're not physically capable. But yeah, and so it's not that you have to do things to be like deserving, but if you have the ability and you're not taken up, making use of your abilities and like taking the opportunities, like, then no, you don't deserve all the good things. Like, you don't even deserve to feel good about yourself because you're not doing anything that would merit that, like, realistically.
Yeah, nobody owes you anything. If you want to get something, bring something in exchange. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you offering to the other person in order to help you? So guys, if you want me to help you, bring something of value to me, okay? I'm not going to help you for free, because it's it's not serving anything. It doesn't teach you anything. It doesn't give me anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And oh gosh, this is my favorite. Piquet, you're going to love this one. Okay, here you go. I recorded that girl. Melody remembers her. Okay, here you go. This is a book, and you can find it actually. Here is the Divinely Female: Unleash Your Inner Femme Fatale. Let's listen to this.
Unleash your inner.
Let me put you onto a little secret. If you have not read Divinely Feminine's Unleash Your Inner Femme Fatale's ebook, what are you doing? You have got to check it out, simply because you are going to have men wrapped around your finger. Not just that, your confidence. The confidence you are going to get and the boost you are going to get from reading this ebook is through the roof, okay? I'm telling you, you need to read this ebook. It's the bomb.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I don't want to do those things.
No,
like,
yeah, I mean, it's a very, very good example I can give you. It happened to me very recently that one of the girls took me to a jewelry place, and I knew her for only for a few hours, and we walked around. She told me, "Oh, I like this bracelet." I said, "Okay, you like it? Good, yeah." Then the couple of sales girls come, and all three of them talking among themselves, and I'm standing there, and they're trying to push me in a way that I should buy it for her. I just stood there. I didn't say anything. Then little later, she said, "Oh, I have known you for a few hours. This is too soon." I didn't say anything. I said, "It's never going to happen with me, Forget about maybe months or days. from now, I'm not buying you that bracelet of few $1,000. It's not me. So that's the thing. They are in her mind. She was sure that she'll be able to get it, that time. But I said, no, that's not me. You picked up a wrong guy.
Yeah, some men do that, and they're not actually helping the situation. The ones who are like simping for women unconditionally. Look, women place conditions on men all the time. It's okay for men to place conditions on women. Men like loyalty. If a woman has proven herself to be a loyal wife for many years, let's say, she's been nice to a guy, she's been treating a guy nicely, then okay, he can gift her something, but so that you are demanding the right at the moment that you good luck with that. Yeah, well, guys, this is like wrap men around emotionally and boost your energy, boost your confidence, fempowerment, make women feel great. Bullshit. Okay, bullshit. We're not going to spend too much time because there is also another one. This is also about Kundalini, playing with energies, and I'm not sure I want to do that. Okay, there you go. Misleading, divinely feminine. This is the official. I changed the faces so they don't look.
Oh my gosh.
I did my best, guys. I did my best. So those of you guys who recognize these faces or the website, I did my best to hide the people because we are not attacking people here. Okay, we are just attacking the messages that they are sending out. So I tried to mask these women's faces. Anyway, so okay, the thing I had with the guy who didn't give me princess treatment. Okay, she thinks she deserves the princess treatment. Ignore her face, guys. She actually looks pretty decent in real life, or maybe photoshopped life. I don't know. If someone doesn't like you, why care? They don't even like themselves. LOL. Horseshit, right? Me in the future proving everyone wrong when they told me I couldn't do it. Well, and she put some strong kind of facial expression. And then want to turn a man's obsession switch on, learn how to do siren eyes. Anyone can do it. It makes them weak.
I don't even know what siren eyes are.
It's like maybe to the side, whatever. I don't actually know what it means, but the fact that she said it makes men weak, it's a little.
Why do you want a weak man?
Overestimating. Yeah, but they want to feel their power and how they beta-tize an alpha man, This is what we see in movies nowadays. You watch this strong, they show the guy separately from the woman first, and then how they meet together in the rom-comedies. They portray this guy who is an alpha, he's just chasing his excellence and he has resources, he's this powerful man, and then he meets a woman and then a woman breaks him mentally, emotionally, so he becomes this dependent, emotionally dependent on her. And you see this in movies. This is why I stopped watching these rom-coms, because they are like just like crazy, they make me feel depressed all the time because I know this is not true. Some men do that, and I guess it's bad for men. So I don't care who I lose anymore, as long as I don't lose myself again. I'm good. Very narcissistic, I should say. She doesn't care whom she loses, so she can sacrifice her children, throw them under the bus, as long as she's so fulfilled. She's okay. If people are trying to bring you down, it only means that you are above them. Wow, you are such an entitled bitch. And when I see a girl take your ex back and treat him. When I see a girl, take your ex back and treat him 10 times worse than he did to her. This is the sisterhood, the women
Yeah,
for women.
rather than getting better, they just want you to just
Mm-hmm.
be negative, be just be more, bitchy about it rather than getting better.
Yeah. Love being that type of girl that everyone is scared to approach because of how scary I can be when you get on my nerves. So, why on earth would a reasonable, rational man with a high status approach this girl? Tell me. Like, I'm so scary.
Sounds
I will scare you away.
crazy.
It's
Like,
crazy.
I can't imagine like any rational like man or woman wanting to
Mm,
be
Approach.
friends with her or have anything to do with being involved in her life in any capacity. Like, yeah.
yep.
I mean, whenever we meet new people, the first thing we look at is the person, if the person is bitchy or mad, or he or she is like you think is in a bad mood, you don't approach them. You just walk away.
Yeah, you walk
Okay,
away.
no,
And
not
she's
you.
probably single. She's unhappy, even though they put these happy faces on Instagram or everywhere else. It's untrue. Deep
Yeah.
inside, they are very unhappy. They want somebody to take care of them, but their expectations are so high. Their self-worth is so overestimated that nobody is looking at them. Nobody is going to approach them. These girls are going to die alone. Maybe they'll get a dog or a cat, but they are going to be single. And okay, this is another instructor. I don't like when people are. I change their faces, by the way. She doesn't look that horrible in real life. But when they put their sorry, kids, and then she said, if you read through it, she just wants to extend the state of her kid being small and not growing. So she felt emotional, and there is a video about it, how she was crying that her child is growing. And I get it. I mean, she might experience some postpartum depression and everything, but why to put it out there? Showing your little baby. I'm not a fan of parents using their children on social media to get validation for themselves, to get the likes for themselves. It's very narcissistic. It's a very narcissistic type of behavior. And this girl is a fitness instructor, and she's telling people how to be healthy, how to be strong and fit. And yet, why to show your uh, emotional traumas and what you're going through privately in your life. This is what I don't quite understand. Why to put your private life on display for everyone to see, especially if you have a public account there? This is what I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then Melody knows this little girl. Piquet, you
Oh, yeah.
haven't heard her, but let me just play it for you. I'm going to play just one, but she has a lot other ones that you could check. Okay, hold on. Let me find her. Here you go.
I really don't care what other people think about me unless they say I'm awesome. Which, in that case, they're right.
You see, I get it that she is telling this because her parents told her maybe to tell those things. But this entitled attitude starts very early. She's
Yeah.
6 years old, and she has another one about the birthday, how she wants to make her birthday cake as a lifestyle. So you can go check that one out as well. I'm not going to display it here because I want to kind of wrap it up. And then this is the better content. After we kicked that content creator, the fitness instructor, after she posted simply don't like nothing you say, I'll change. Don't give your energy to those people who are disagreeing with you, who are challenging you in any way. This is so wrong. And then I'm just showing you our small progress that we managed to influence some people, although she blocked me. And yeah, okay. But then she actually applied some of the tips that we gave to her. So she started saying, "Stay consistent with your movement. That's the key. This is what I've been telling to people." Also, and then she started explaining the muscles. So great job, great job. I think she is improving in terms of like sharing content with people. So yeah, that's a good note. And this is the one I debunked on Daily Mail. This woman who is 77 years old, she marries herself after swearing off men. I agree with Rollo Tomasi here. Women have become the men that they want to marry. I agree that. And I don't understand why she is a legend here. Do you see the comment that they wrote to her? Oh, what a legend. Congratulations. What are you congratulating her with? She's an entitled bitch. She married herself, you know. She's showing the example to younger women. This is why I'm saying, guys, to maybe Red Pill community, if you're watching any of our videos, don't try to change the lives of older women. They are done. They've made their choices a long time ago. They are paying for the consequences. Focus on younger women, the women whom you can still influence and impact, because the older women, they are done. They are done. They are not going to, if they wanted to, they would have done it already. They would have been married. They would have come to you and made better rational choices in their lives. And look how many likes this post got. 1,596 likes. I don't understand why people love this shit. It's bullshit.
It's probably mostly likes from other females. I mean, I don't want to generalize, but yeah, and again, kind of going back to that sisterhood thing and like screw men, like we don't need it.
Good, very good. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then, oh my gosh, guys, we are getting into the misleading ad courses for women. How you can make a man emotionally dependent on you. So let's look at this one. I debunked it on my Instagram, and if you're following me there, check out. I do it occasionally. Course for women, learn how to emotionally manipulate men. Let's read it. In order to connect with man's heart, so he will feel compelled to be with you, worship and adore you the way you deserve, you have to feel your own heart first. Once he feels your heart, he will open up his, creating a heart-to-heart connection that begins with expressing your feelings and being your most feminine, authentic self. Well, first of all, worship, adore the way you deserve. This is feminism. Very manipulative language here. You deserve, he should worship you, he should adore you. And then, ladies, you are not owed any respect, any good attitude. You must earn it. You must prove yourself to a man that you are worthy of that attitude. A man can choose. A man has options. He doesn't have to be with you. And then most women buy into the lie that men don't like emotions. But the truth is, men love emotions. Yeah, maybe if they are complete suckers, you know, complete betas who are simping for you, yeah, they do love emotions. But then he yearns, or how do I say it, for a woman who can help him feel his own feelings and therefore allow him to be himself. First of all, men don't need your help to feel. They can feel for themselves. If you are not in touch with your feelings, he won't feel safe expressing his. The trick is to learn exactly how to express your feelings in words that will draw a man closer in an amazing way. The usual way we express our feelings comes out sounding either stifled, inauthentic, or critical to a man, and does nothing to connect with his heart. See how they are always trying to get through man's heart, get through man's emotions. Man, beware. Okay, this is what women are using. This is what they are going for. They are going for your heart. They're going for the emotional manipulations. And if you can't catch it, it's bad for you.
Yeah.
If you can't see it for what it is, I'm not trying to I don't hate women, but women need to do better than just emotional manipulations. Okay, we can do better. We don't need to go for this path, to attract men. And then you can also read the articles, the best way to make him commit, of course, and then the secret to making him want to give up everything for you. Guys, go read this article. I've read it.
Like, why do you even want that? Like, that just seems like bitchy and manipulative. And like, if you're interested in like marriage, it should be about some sort of like, teamwork situation where like, the sum of the parts is what the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. It's like there's mutual benefit for each. It's not, it's just, I don't know. I mean, this ad was written by a woman, I'm assuming, not a man.
Yes, she's an older woman. She's teaching women how to get men.
Yeah, because I pretty much have only worked with men like most of my adult life, and I just cannot see any of them like buying into this or wanting this. Like.
So, ladies, this is for you. This is a misleading course. You're not going to get what you are being promised here in this course. Along with the other course, let's look at, this is actually an ad, your virtual marketing assistant, targeting women in particular. So they say, if you are a woman who owns a business, you need a digital assistant. Help with marketing, landing pages, scheduling, video editing, etc. It's time to do what you do best and let your doer do the rest. I love this one. It's like, what is the woman left to do then, on social media?
That's true. Like all the things listed there is like what
else?
Yeah.
It's funny, huh? Okay, this is the misleading male coach for women. Guys, I was surprised. I started digging into this and I saw a lot of ads popping up on my feed. So I used some of them. And then why modern women, let me see if I have this one. Otherwise, why modern men want you to chase them? Well, he was referring there because men, I agreed partly with it, but then the rest of it was bullshit. The men are missing the male gender role as a father. They're missing the father figure in their family. This is why they are insecure, he said, and this is why they want women to chase men. They're insecure. I disagreed with that. So I'm not sure I have this guy here saved. My phone died yesterday, so I only could record like a few of them for you to listen, but I can give you the references, guys. Just email me or DM me on Instagram and ask for references, okay? And then the wrong person will make you feel unwanted, unappreciated, unloved, and like you are an option. See, he basically points out that the rational man who doesn't fall for his emotions, who has the brain on, who can analyze the situation, he will see you as an option, and therefore he's the wrong person. I love it. I love it how they twist it. Huh?
Yeah. The right person will have you leading, wanted, appreciated.
Yeah, listen to this. The right person will have you feeling wanted, appreciated, loved, and like you are a priority. Well, of course.
The right person.
Yeah. You see the common trend with this ad course from the lady who's like, you are the priority lady. You are the priority. He should sacrifice everything for you. This is what they are telling you, but it's so untrue. A man cannot sacrifice his work. A man cannot sacrifice his status. Otherwise, you would not have fallen in love with that man, right? If he didn't represent anything from himself, if he was just sleeping in his mom's basement. And if you want the person who will appreciate and love and make your priority, go date a guy who lives at mom's basement. But no, you want the high status man. You want the man who actually knows what he wants. Otherwise, you don't respect that guy who sleeps at mom's basement. And this is the right. It's a very natural way for women to do. You know, I don't blame you ladies for that, but you have to realize that those high status men that you want, they also want things from you, and you'd better deliver. Otherwise, they have options. They do have options. Oh, this one, guys, you're going to love it. Okay, I'm kind of brushing through them because I want you to see this one also. Oh, why? Oh, I actually had the previous one. I don't know if you do want to hear the previous one. Why younger men want older women? Let's listen to it. I'll go back here.
Might be for the same reason.
Who are dating in relationships or even married to men who are 5, 10, or even 20 years younger than they are. And so why is this happening? Why are these younger men falling in love with and marrying older women? One of the big reasons is because a lot of older women are just a lot more confident and secure in who they are and what they want. A lot of younger women, they just aren't confident. They don't know what they want. They jump back and forth between things. And so a lot of guys just don't want to deal with that. And so they end up meeting older women who are more secure, more confident. They know what they want. They know what they don't want. And that's really relieving to a lot of guys. And they feel like it's just a lot easier and they'd rather be with somebody like that.
This is again selling the women this dream that all the women will have their Prince Charming whenever they are done figuring out and getting their security, getting their career on point. This sells women this delusion that they can fuck around, they can mess up their lives, they can chase their career, have their education on point, but by the time they are done, the younger man will go for them. And maybe like Don Juan type of man, yes, but women subconsciously always want somebody stronger than they are, and it's very hard to do. It's actually not as
women look up whenever they are looking for a relationship with a man. They want somebody who is richer than them, who is more stronger, and even social status. They are always looking for higher, whereas men, they always look down. So it does. I have seen few examples of it, but it's not common.
Yep. So let's move to this one. This one is fun, guys. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Let's do it.
Oh my God, thank God I found you. If you're a single woman looking for love, then listen up, because I don't have long. You see, I just released a brand new free virtual dating coaching session where I reveal for free all of our proven strategies to make elite, high caliber men desire you on a deep emotional level. But the problem is there's certain emotionally unavailable men don't want you to use these strategies. So whatever you do, don't click the link and register for this free training. I mean, this small group of commitment-phobic men, they want you to keep dealing with the games, the ghosting, the breadcrumbing, the love bombing, leaving you heartbroken. So they're doing everything that they can do to keep you from learning these proven love strategies. So whatever you do, don't click the link on this page. Literally nothing like this has ever existed before. I mean, it's a virtual dating coaching session that will change dynamically depending on your unique situation. And by the end of the training, You'll understand what men really want, how to make high-value, commitment-focused men pursue you, and how to spot the players quickly so you don't get trapped in a casual situationship that's going nowhere. These guys know that my track record helping women attract love, it speaks for itself. I mean, we've helped over 10,000 women attract long-term love with high-value men, and now we've reached over 100 million women worldwide. And these guys know that you'll never again waste another ounce of energy on emotionally unavailable men once you learn the red flags and follow the simple 7 steps that I reveal on this free training. They don't want you to feel empowered and confident enough to walk away from their games. They don't want you to know that there are incredible high-value men out there looking to fall in love with you. No, they want you to be trapped in terrible relationships that are going absolutely nowhere. So once again, I will say, whatever you do, don't click the link on this page and do not go to love.
Okay, and then he lists his company, and this is where I had to cut him. I'm not sure how much longer than he says we can keep this training available, because these guys really don't want you to learn these strategies. I hate it when
people sleazy salesman pitch. Like,
yeah, and then he's trying to praise himself at the expense of the rational, unemotional man, basically. You know, so he criticizes this rational man who can think for themselves, because there are these emotional sims available for you, but women don't actually want those emotional sims. You know, they don't respect them. Just ladies, stay away from these kinds of courses. They're going to mislead you. There are no okay, what is he saying? Yeah, he blames the rational man. They don't want you to feel empowered and confident. You see the same language that we notice throughout these ads and courses. Even walk away from the games. Yeah, everybody's playing the game, and women actually don't mind the game if you ask them deeply. I don't know why they have to lie to people so that they can probably use the system to their advantage, but they actually like men who play game. They don't want you to know that there are incredible high-value men out there looking to fall in love with you. Yeah, sure. Let me show me a woman in her 50s or in her 40s who was able to find a high-value man waiting for her. The competition for high-value men is high. It's very high. And yeah, this is just very misleading, guys. And then again, emotionally unavailable. Everything is based on emotion here. Desire you on deep emotional level. You see how they get you, ladies? Do you see it? Go pay this dude thousands of dollars. Oh no, this is the free training. Yeah, but then they how they usually do it, they give you the free training, but then there is a deeper course that will explain to you like more details on how you can like that other lady, the older one that we watched before. She had a script, a special script that she was selling to women, how you can use that script to emotionally manipulate men. It will only work on men who are imbeciles, basically, whom you ladies don't want, okay? It's not going to work on the men whom you want to protect, to take care of you. It's not going to work on the alpha man, that's for sure. Well, even some guys who are aware of the games that you are playing, because women are playing games too. Okay, he says here, he criticizes completely the game that guys play with you, but don't you call this as a game too for women?
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. It's what he calls it, love strategies. But no, it's playing games with someone's head more than likely. I mean, I haven't taken the training and I'm definitely not planning on it, but yeah.
It's just another way of making few bucks out of frustrated women, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, Vicky, I love it. Yeah, desperate women will do anything, I guess. But yeah. Okay, and this is it, guys. I'm glad we kind of wrapped it up. I have to move into my piano live stream that I promised to people. So if you enjoyed, let me hide it. Yeah, you can reach out, send email to elenasbarre@gmail.com if you have questions, suggestions, if you'd like to collaborate with us. Then bring up some interesting topics, subscribe, and yeah, let me stop sharing. And we are going to... Yeah, hi, Paul. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It was a long one, but I'm glad that we've covered a lot of the topics here. And thank you, Melody. Thank you, Pikia, so much for helping me out. I think it made it more engaging and more fun, throwing the ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun. Having interesting discussions with you guys. So yeah, it's good to have PK back in town, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, PK, tell us how were the strategies. Did you have luck with women out in Spain?
I mean, yeah, on the cruise, like we on the very first day we boarded the ship, and the ship started sailing at 5 p.m. and there's a class at 5:30 for solo travelers. So I went to that class and there were a lot of people there, we were like 15 of us, and we hung around together for the rest of the cruise and we had fun. And by the end of the cruise, the group of 40 singles were there, 40 of us, And
okay, so were you lucky to find a woman there, maybe?
Many, yeah. It means very first day when we met, we were 3 guys and 12 girls, and we, and the story was, so on the very first day, one of the women from Florida, she just talked with me and talked to me, taking me into the jewelry store right there. That's where it happened.
That's where you, okay. Oh my, that was fast.
Yeah. So it's, that's how, maybe that's what she does.
Okay, if I buy you a jewelry, what do I get in exchange?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, why? First thing came to my mind, why should I buy anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
you don't
I didn't say, I was just smiling. We were just socializing and talking and that's it, but, you can figure it out, I mean, and most of the women we in the group they were good people, very nice. We had a good time, but they weren't my style, it's not me, I mean, mentally we are not at the same level, physically we are not the same, and it just, we had a good time, but I stayed.
Nothing serious. Okay.
Not,
you apply the awareness, and I'm glad to hear that you detected it. You detected the kind of manipulative bad behavior from the female part, from the female side. Good to hear that. I'm glad. Okay, guys.
Two girls there. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I was just saying I wanted to wrap it up, if you don't mind. But if you want to say the last...
No, it's okay. Nothing important. Yeah.
Okay, then good luck to you on your other trip. We will meet with Melody next week, right, my dear friend?
Sure.
Yeah, I might be camping, but I'll let you know.
Let me know. Okay, then I'll change the schedule, guys. Okay, so we might skip one of the classes, but then we will be back on track. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Pikia. Thank you, Melody, for doing this amazing job with me today. I'm so happy we did it. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Pikia, you can start looking for the tickets to get here.
Okay, so I can buy myself. I don't have to wait for Olga.
Yeah, I don't think Olga, she did not respond. So I'll give you a call today and see if she responds and if she's going to join us or not. We'll give you a couple more days maybe, and then you can feel free to talk to her with the group. Just send the messages there. Okay, you have access to it. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you. I'll
Okay.
see you soon. See you on Monday for our regular workouts. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And join me for the live stream. I'm running it now. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.